Hi, this channel is about living in Noosa and the Sunshine Coast. So you're sick of living where you are and you've been on holidays to the Sunshine Coast and think that you'd potentially be a good fit for you and your family. I also know the pain that you can go through when you actually move up to a place like this, when you don't know where to go. Well, a lot of people do make mistakes. My name is Barron and I am from Melbourne originally, and I moved up to the Sunshine Coast 5 years ago. I currently live in Noosa. I've actually moved up here 3 times. This is my 3rd time. The first time I moved up here was when I was 19 with a group of friends, and I fell in love with the place. And I went back to Melbourne and lived my life for 10 or so years, and I have had diverse careers in real estate. And then I moved back again when my kids were little. And at that time, I felt that I was a little bit isolated with my children. So then I went back to Melbourne again. And then 3rd time lucky, I'm up here again. And it's been 5 years now. I have been working as a buyer's agent for several years. I've got 20 years experience in real estate and different areas of real estate, including off-the-plan sales. I've worked as a sales agent for several years. I've also flipped properties myself. I've invested in properties. I am someone who's done a bit of everything, and that's why I chose the path of a buyer's agent, because I really like helping people. The good thing about my job, I get to check out all the areas, so I know the areas really well. I have personally lived in Sunshine Beach. I live in Noosa Heads at the moment. I've lived in Peregian Springs. I have also lived in Barron. So I've lived in different areas. And my top areas from working in real estate as well, and really seeing all the streets. You have to know all the streets so well to be able to actually inform people of the best places to live. And I think my favourite places would be Noosa Heads, definitely. That's why I live there. I love Sunshine Beach as well. So Noosa Heads, I love it for the fact that it's got, or Hastings Street, it's famous. People come from all around the world to go to live in, to go on holidays in Noosa Heads. They've got the national parks. They've also got the fine dining. They've got so much to do. It's like it's its own little world in Noosa. There's so many different areas you can go to. Sunshine Beach is, I think, it's the most expensive area in Queensland, because it is prestige houses with amazing views, and it's so close to Hastings Street, but you do feel like you could be miles away. And I think that's one of the biggest appeals with Sunshine Beach. So I definitely love Sunshine Beach. It's one of my top areas. I also love, I think the Mooloolaba is very vibrant. It's a little bit of a younger, but it's a very cool area. I love the Wharf because it's got so many restaurants. Probably Rice Boy would be my favourite at the moment, but they're just having the river there and you're so close to the beach. Everything you really can need right there. So I love Mooloolaba. I also think that Coolum would be in my top 5 locations. So Coolum Beach is got this real old school surfy vibe going on. There's the main strip. They've got surfing competitions all the time. Coolum, so it's really good if you're into surfing. It's quite flat, so it's easy to walk down to the beach, where lots of areas aren't. It's family friendly as well. And Peregian Beach would be my other favourite. Peregian Beach is close to the airport. It's got a real boutique-y feel. It's quiet, but you're right. It's a beach suburb. It's got all the shops are boutique, so there's none of the big shops in there. And yeah, you're close to everything, but you still feel away, and you don't get all the crowds that you do in most of these other areas when it's holidays. Then you get to have all the things you need and want, and restaurants are all there as well, and you're not far from Noosa. So that would definitely also be one of my favourite areas. So I specialise in all sorts of properties, but probably my favourite would be family homes. I love helping families, especially when they're relocating, find their dream home that's going to be suitable for all of the family. I help people find their dream home. I have properties for investors if they're building a portfolio, so I help with that. But my favourite would definitely be helping people finding a family home would be my favourite. Well, I love helping people. One, I'm taking the stress out for them, because a lot of people do get very stressed out, especially when they're moving. So that helps. And just putting it all together for them and making sure that they're getting a good price for their property, because a lot of people see a price that's advertised and don't actually realise it's overpriced. That's one of the big things that we can help with all the data that we have. But also, I'm taking the legwork out, negotiating, I really enjoy negotiating, but probably the biggest thrill would be just finding them the property that they like, but normally I can get it under market price, and I love that because that makes everyone happy. So that would be my favourite part. So my approach is to really get to know, I have to really understand what it is that they're wanting. And sometimes that can be tricky because sometimes some people don't really know themselves because they don't know the area well enough. So it's really drilling down on what their values are, what all the family are needing, and that needs to be figured out early on. It's also sometimes it's even going through the first properties with them and really seeing what their have-tos are. So until you really do that, some people think they know and then it changes early on. So it's actually the brief changes normally after the first week, and then when we really drill down on what's important to them as a family or as an individual. If they're an investor or if they're a single person, we know exactly what it is that they're after So it's drilling down on that. But once we've had our initial conversation and we have a consultation going through exactly what their needs are, their budget, we would, if they haven't already, I connect them with a broker and we'll work out what their budget is. Then we would go through and have a WhatsApp group where we actually share properties. And for me, I find properties, I make 100 phone calls a day. So I have got very good relationships with agents. And that's one of the ways we find so many off markets, because normally what we do find people in the end are actually off markets due to the relationships we have. Because what I love about off markets is you don't have the competition. When it's a good property, normally there's going to be competition. We do get properties on market as well, but then we just have to go in with strategies to get those properties at a good price, because they are harder to obviously achieve when they're off market. Sometimes we also have agents, when I know the brief of what someone's looking for, if there's nothing on market and there's nothing I can see off market, I have agents that actually go off for me and find those properties when they know what exactly it is that I'm after. They'll do that for me. There's so many different ways we find properties for people. I think it's just the relationships you build. I'm a people person, so I do really care about finding something that's going to be suitable and making sure they fulfill what their brief is and that they're happy. And I think it's all about relationships. I think the biggest thing is you need to, first off, if you're going to be living here, I think you need to come here first. It would be the first tip. So many people, especially over COVID, so many people just bought sight unseen, didn't even know the area, were buying acreage, were doing things like that when they had no idea about how much maintenance it was, about the country roads, you have to know all these things. You have to really think, who are you really? Are you someone who wants to do the garden every weekend? Are you really that sort of person? I know a lot of people have an ideal of what they would like to be, but it's not really who they are. So I think you need to be clear. What do you drive around the area, have a look, and I believe that you need to know the area. You need to know street by street, because property values change street by street. So I think that you need to really be clear on the schools in the area. If you've got a family, where are you going to work? You have to think of all of those things, because a lot of people don't. So that's where we come in and can help you. So much for watching today, and I want you to stay tuned because I'm going to be posting videos regularly, and you can always reach out to me also. So you can give me a call or flick me a message, and I'm always happy to help you with any advice on if you're thinking about moving. I'm always available and happy to help. So if you have been on a holiday with some friends and you're lying on the beach and you were wondering, I wonder what it'd be like living here, because sometimes it's all good on holidays, but you're not really sure if you should make such a big move interstate when you're really not sure what it's like to live here. This channel is all about that. We will be posting videos all about what it's like living on the Sunshine Coast, from the schools in the area to the food, to the lifestyle, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if you'd like to hear more about what's going on the Sunshine Coast, subscribe.